Hi, happy day, and thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, my name is Miriam, and I am a person. I am a human being, um, despite how much people tend to separate themselves from me. For some reason, the things that I say make a lot of sense to you. For some reason, the things that I say specifically at the moments that you hear them. So I'm recording this today, but you might see it in a decade, and you're supposed to hear those words at that time. It makes me feel like an NPC in the game, and when you reach a certain part, there's a little doo 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 above my head, a little question mark or an exclamation point to saying, "Hey, do you want to take on this mission?" So essentially, if you're seeing my face, it's because I'm providing you an option for a mission. You can choose to accept it. You can choose to just completely exit out of the conversation before anybody even really knows. You could accept the mission and never do it. But essentially, the main mission that I give people when they come to me and when they see my face is for you to be nice to yourself, to be kind to yourself, and start telling your story. Start telling your perspective. Start living out loud. Even if it offends people or makes people feel uncomfortable because you're being so honest. Because the thing is you're the type of person who usually does their best not to hurt people's feelings, and people still get their feelings hurt. And I would like to say it's because you probably are blunt sometimes. You probably whatever, but you do tend to like skirt around and make sure that you say it in the right way. But the reason why it can come off so harsh is because of the amount of passion you have behind it. And so you've been in this pratyahara, a withdrawal. You've been withdrawing from relationships and environments and things about yourself and things that you've been withdrawing in general. And that is so that you can realize where your attention gets to be directed. Now, sometimes these things happen and you don't even realize they're happening to you. You just feel less drawn to those things. You just do not go out to those places. You just do not hang out with those people. And it's not necessarily specifically because of them, it is because of you. It is because of where you're at. It is because of where you are going. And sometimes you're real hard on yourself about it too, because you're like, okay, I got dreams, I got plans, I got desires, I got this. Which means if you got all those things, you probably got a list of things that you got to do before you get to do that next step before this. Oh, I want to wash the dishes, but in order for me to wash the dishes, I need to clean off, whatever. I need to move stuff out of the way. There's always some other thing beforehand. And starting in the middle, sure ain't for the week. Yet here you are, hopping into the game without the tutorial. They gave you the option for a tutorial, and you said, nah, skip it. I'm just going to play. And now you're playing the game. And you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? What is my mission here? What am I supposed to do? And then when people literally come to you and say, this is what you're supposed to do, what do? You're like, don't tell me what to do. Like, honestly, you don't even know what I'm doing. You don't even understand. You don't even understand what I'm doing. So that's fine. Be misunderstood. It's a lonely, lonely time, 44, as I was saying it. Be misunderstood. Accept that you're misunderstood instead of crying about it, instead of feeling so lonely. Because if you're misunderstood, that means you can understand other people who are misunderstood. Because you know what that feels like, right? If no one just ever gets you, they just don't get it, they don't get me, they don't get me, then you understand what it's like for other people who are misunderstood. Or do you continue into your cycle? Oh yeah, I get that they're really misunderstood, but they still don't get me. I'm still the most misunderstood. I'm the most misunderstood, and I'm the most lonely, and I'm the most hated by everyone, and everybody's so jealous of me, and oh, the world is against me. The universe is. Shut up. Stop. You're such a bully. All you ever want to do is just talk bad things to yourself and make yourself scared of all the things that are out there, all the possibilities. Life is full of suffering. You're not going to avoid it, baby. You're going to suffer, okay? Just like you will have relief, just like you will breathe in and out, you will eat food, you will drink a beverage, these are facts of life. These are things that just happen. It is about how much you belittle yourself and shame yourself for being somebody who experiences pain. Why is it your fault? Why are you having to tell yourself how, like, oh, you could have done this? You victim blame yourself a lot. And there's a difference between being accountable and victim blaming yourself. Because first, you make yourself a victim as opposed to a survivor. And that's the normal course. When you're victimized, you feel like a victim. Everything is happening to you. And of course, when you think victim, you think of the worst cases. We could think of, okay, you were robbed, you were murdered, you were all the other things. But there are smaller victimizations. Sometimes you're martyring yourself for a long time. Because honestly, being a martyr gets you a little bit more noticeability, I guess. Maybe sometimes the only times people would listen to you and really take you seriously is whenever you were telling them something bad happened to you. And any other time you weren't right, you know? But then when it was something bad or everybody would listen, everybody would pay attention. And after a while it becomes like, well then if I want attention, and it's funny because that want for attention, that want for connection and all of that, it doesn't come up as like an alarm bell. So you don't know that it's like, oh, I'm craving attention right now, unless you teach yourself, oh, I'm craving attention right now. With my kids, I will be like, hey, if they're doing something that seems attention seeking or whatever, and they might be asking about something, hey, this, and they're coming up with something on the fly to have a reason to talk to me, usually if I'm on the phone or something. And I'll be like, hey, do you want some attention? Do you just want me to have my eyes on you? Do you want me to have a conversation with you? Do you want a hug? Like, let me know what's up. And usually they'll say, I want a conversation, or I want a hug, or I just want you to look at me. There really are these things that sometimes we just want to be looked at. Like, I'll tell you a story of a boy. There's this boy whose mother was very emotionally neglectful. And whenever that boy would get in trouble, she'd be like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. And she'd grab a rope and she'd beat him, spank him, and be like, you're in trouble with this rope. And so he would be out and he would just do whatever. And then once he would get in trouble, there was that rope. But along with the rope was his mom, who was swinging the rope. And that boy eventually made the connection that in order for my mom to give me attention, I have to be in trouble. And so he brought the rope to her and was like, please hit me. Because he just wanted attention. And that's what he thought it was. That was what he was taught. That's how he got any type of connection, human connection. Otherwise, his mother was vacant, absent. My little boy's all right now. He's doing okay. But it is still something that we can reflect on because love, connection, all that stuff, whether or not you want to accept it about yourself, is something that you want. It's something that you desire. It's something that you crave. It is something that you need. And you can be independent and you can be alone without being lonely. And you could still be connected even if you're not with people. But when you're actively telling yourself you're alone and everybody's against you and everybody hates you for this reason or that, and nobody understands you, that is your ego actively trying to tell you 1111 as I say this, your ego actively trying to separate yourself and shove it further into the dark box as opposed to letting your full self flourish and be like, you know what, I am an individual. I am an individual light, but I am not alone. I am one and I am all. But the more that your ego is capable of separating you from others, the easier it is to keep you out of the collective. The easier it is to keep you from finding unity, samadhi. And you may ask, why? Why are these egos like this? Why are these egos so freaking rude? Why are they in my freaking face? Like freaking frick. And what I like to say is that these egos are like animals, like pets that you got, that you never trained or that other people trained for you. And now you have like this whole zoo of animals that have just been put in the wrong habitats, that have been told that they're bad for being in the wrong habitat, for um, attacking people because like all you did was feed that tiger salad, and now that tiger's hungry for meat. It's gonna find it some meat, and it is your duty to get to know each animal and to do research each animal and figure out which habitat it deserves to, what it's supposed to be, and what food it's supposed to eat. Before you know it, you'll have a great zoo. These tigers will quit attacking the deer that are next to it because it's getting well fed, and maybe you should move the deer away from next to the tigers. 1313 as I say it. You're allowed to have fun and find joy and new ways to be joyful while doing this hard work, because that's kind of the point, is for us to have a good life. Like, it's kind of the point for you to be happy, not just like, I'm happy, but like actually content, fulfilled, joyful, safe, satisfied, satiated. You're not in trouble. Nobody's mad at you. You're not in trouble. I'm not mad at you. Okay? I say that a lot. I'll say that to my kids. Like, you're not in trouble. I'm not mad at you. Like sometimes, like I'll drop something and curse at myself. I'll be like, you know what? Oh, and I have to remind myself to tell, you're not in trouble. I'm not mad at you. We just got to be more careful next time so we don't drop that. Let's be careful of the glass. Let's take it little by little. And I still, to this day, feel silly doing it. I still feel silly saying, okay, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to talk to myself like with an inner child. And sometimes I even get a little mad too that I'm doing it and feeling it's just a cycle. It's just I don't want to. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to be high vibes. I don't want to be nice to myself. I just want to be mean. I want to be mad. I say I understand we're feeling big feelings. Sometimes I say, I understand we're feeling big feelings right now. Because your girl ain't high vibes. Your girl is just a girl. I mean, I be vibing. But that doesn't mean I only go up, y'all. In order to be high vibes, I gotta go the other way too. I have to understand and comprehend what takes me to those points. And it's not fun going into the dark and finding all that nasty, moldy peanut butter in there. I don't know why it's moldy peanut butter, but anyway, my stomach is talking to me. So, 15:51 as I say it. What I want to say is much love, y'all. Okay? If this made any sense to you, and it sure, awesome, great. You can comment down below, let me know. If it didn't make sense to you, do the same. Or do nothing. I really don't care either way. You can let me know either way. But in the meantime, lovies, keep a lookout for the numbers. Stay synchronized.